Okay, so let's go. Ulysses and Meleon. It's now. Okay, everything looks working. Hello Kaisp 86. You're welcome. And there my music is turning crazy. Okay, while this is really close to the border, almost the same for Meleon. Meleon does have a great goal in the back. Forest is, I would say, decent despite the lake around the forest, but Ulysses is definitely better forest. Okay, let me check what's happening with the song. Hello, Cheese and Toast. Match is too epic for the music, that's right. This is right. This game is already epic after 1 minute game. That's maybe why the music is freezing. Okay, and this song is for Interlipus, which do love this music. Okay, it looks like cheat engine didn't work. That's pretty slow. Okay. And at this point Ulysses is not giving a shit to the exploration, just focusing on the economy, luring the deers to the TC. It makes sense after a 5 minutes game. Okay, it's eventually starting to explore. It shouldn't be that hard to find the enemy anyway, they are at the opposite with each other. And okay, red is already found, look at this. Let's check about red's player. Red did find its opponent too. Blue is gonna be faster in researching castle feudal age. Meleon tends to attempt to have a good economy in feudal age to research castle in a decent time. Let's see what's going on in this game. Okay, so this is a Ghost War, of course. Meleon playing Ghost in 1v1. Oh. Okay. This is an house, I was thinking that it could be a mining camp. Okay. Ulysses is starting to wall. I'm not sure that it's a good idea because there can make some troubles for the villager mining gold. I don't know. Blue already does have units to attack. 11 should be enough to start to attack. Yep. Skirmishers versus Minotaur. And we already got the +1 defense, but it wasn't enough. Already so many skirmishers for Ulysses, which is playing like Maya would do, I would say. Ulysses is going skill meta. And Meleon will need a lot of Minotaur to counter this assault. But this is already a domination. We just need to see how many units does have Meleon inside of its barracks. And we've got a tower in support that can work pretty well. Already so many archers. Meleon needs skirmishers at this point. So it's interesting to notice that the milling camp and the llama camps were protected, but anyway Meleon didn't manage to face this pretty aggressive assault from Ulysses. This game is close to be GG already. I think that we can already call the GG and change the score. Well, the difference in the population, of course, is huge, but I would say that it's not enough to already go for the 4v4. I just need to wait a bit. This is the opportunity for Meleon. How many TCs does have Ulysses at this point? 3 TCs, okay, and a lot of crossbows. It does have Botkin Arrow. And Meleon is still in feudal age. Okay, now we've got 147 population versus 42. Okay, 2 rams. Ulysses is researching Imperial Age in a pretty decent time, 40 minutes. Okay, it's gonna be GG in few seconds. I think that Meleon doesn't have great resign rules, so I will help it and start the 4v4. So here we go. Let's check the position of the Meso civilizations, Ulysses side. Oh. The Aztec is gonna be flank, and the Mayan is gonna be pockets. Let's see if Ulysses go for a boom as Mayan pockets, or maybe Eagle's Float. How to say at this point? Mayan and Japanese? No. Japanese and Goth as pockets for Meleon. And Ulysses missed the first lumber camp. Cheese on Toast is definitely the moment to let us hear your voice. I agree with the other persons. You probably could be a great commentator. So the statistic from Interlipus said that Ulysses would win. 51% in favor to Ulysses against Meleon. I don't know what's your opinion. The 4v4 is probably at the advantage of Ulysses. I think that Ulysses is maybe better in team games than in 1v1 or 2v2, so it's definitely its setting. But let's keep in mind that Meleon can be pretty strong in Imperial Age. The problem is actually Meleon doesn't have any specific strategy as pockets. But it can go for fast castles, except as ghosts. That's the reason why Sweeper64 wanted ghosts to be the 1v1 civilization. It tends to go for flush, while as the other civilization it tends to go for fast castle. Okay, but anyway, this time as ghost it goes for fast castle. So let's say that Meleons can be sometimes surprising. That's already so many men-at-arms from green at Aztec. I would say that it lasted its army. It definitely should have retreated and kept making pressure on yellow. And the other side is clearly peaceful. Oh, that's probably because Steel is actually slinging. Yep, it's slinging Grey, which is the Mayan. Interesting. This is the strategy of Yggdrasil, I would say. The flank making towers to defend its economy while slinging the pockets. And Grey does have actually 4 TCs, so it's ready to make a pretty strong boom. Okay, Scalbarding is actually researched. That's a good point because blue didn't retreat from the TC and yellow managed to defend well. Some spearmen, some eagles, and purple is just stuck home, probably because of the enemy's tower. But it does have one ram, which should be what it needs to start attacking teal. Wow, so many militia. Its castle age time is quite slow, but probably because of those so many men-at-arms. Anyway, blue is doing the job, maintaining the pressure on yellow. Okay, let's say that the timing is not great. Green coming a bit too slowly after blue to have lost its whole army. Okay, it does have the military to maybe destroy the blues town completely. While purple even isn't really attacking the slinger, but I'm scared that it's gonna be too slow, too late. Because in fact Grey is already in Imperial Age. Oh, it goes for champions added to the Elite Eagles Warrior, which are not elite at this point. Purple will need help from Orange, which does have units, but maybe not the best composition. And at the meantime, we've got red attacking green, but yellow is almost dead. I'm scared that purple is gonna be dead pretty soon too. Yeah, orange can't do much at this point. But we've got samurais, let's see. It does need many more samurais. And first it needs to reach Imperial Age. It's far from being the case at this point. Okay, while Grey looks to be unstoppable aside, red is doing a good job for the side. It's actually in Imperial Age. I'm scared that yellow will never recover. It doesn't have any more TC. That's a shame. For some reasons, blue as Japanese keeps training cavaliers. Of course it can work because red goes for champions. We've got a bunch of Huskarls. And this was too much for purple, unfortunately. Okay, Elite Samurai is researched by Orange. He does have champions which can be pretty useful against the Elite Skirmishers from Grey. Trebuchets are sent to the death without support. And it's interesting to see that red is managing to press again green. Okay, so as we said before, Meleon can be pretty good in Imperial Age. The problem is actually Meleon is 2 versus 4. Flanks having died too fast. I'm sorry about it, Marathon, that might be painful to watch in this situation. Yeah, I think that it was stuck because I was out of copyright just reading the chat, and I think that it made the screen freezing. Sorry about this. Well, the game is over. I will increase the speed from speed deck. Well, the market is really optimistic on this side. Walls are not blocking the trade, that's a good point. Okay, this is GG, man. 2-0 for Ulysses. Okay, let's go for the next one. 2v2. Hello offwo, nice to see you here. I was thinking that it was so sad. The scripter the most concerned was not here. I don't know if Promiscutive is eventually back for potential co-casting. in case I go to the general voice channel. Okay, so let's go for the next one. Game speed is 2 times the speed. Back to the usual setting. We've got Aztec plus Gus. I would say that at this point, better for Meleon to get this victory, or losing 3-0 against the first AI it does face can be a real problem, a big handicap for the rest of the stage. Okay, red is found. That's a good start. It looks like blue tries to find the next opponent. So can we expect a rush, or of course a Medician Men-at-Arms rush after being fast feudal age? That's not gonna be the case from the Goss, and okay, it looks to be the same strategy from both of the Ulysses. Going for skirmishes. Green is actually not winning gold. And it's the same for blue. So yeah, definitely Ulysses is turning a skill meta. Interesting point. Meleon as Aztec is actually researching Castle Age. But he is definitely not Eagle's Revenge. He don't wanna go for a full Eagle's Warrior, unfortunately. It goes for Skirmishers, Spearmen, Archers. It would be so good to go just Eagles and kill those Skirmishers. Okay, Meleon goes for men-at-arms, crossbows, pikemen, everything but eagles. An interesting rush from red. Okay, red is eventually retreating for some reasons. He does have a lot of gold. Well, a lot, I mean 500 more gold than food. That's not smelling that good. And I don't know why the units are so far from each other's. It is definitely not attack group, of course. Okay, we've got a bunch of eagles, but too few, unfortunately. Our side, red is doing a very good job, but other side, yellow is actually suffering from green. But anyway, blue does have everything it needs with its crossbows, its tower protecting the town. I'm scared that red is gonna suffer from its army composition. Too many infantry against the crossbows, that can't work. Okay, elite skirmishes is eventually researched by Red. Okay, that's it for yellow. Green should be able to retask its army against red this time. No more music in the background, what's happening? Okay, while blue is researching Imperial Age, this is the moment chosen by red to start its attack. At this point, red needs to kill blue fast. I'm not sure he can do it. A bunch of Huskars versus crossbows. But Huskars looks to be definitely not the main unit. Only too few Huskars. And green is coming on red with a lot of building in the front. It's a good way to start pressing the opponents, showing that you are here. And Ulysses is full population, both of the Ulysses. So of course at the start of the streaming I said that Ulysses was the favorite. It appears to be clear after the first set. Red is really far from research. Yes, it is Imperial Age, okay. But it does have the counter the population than its opponents in 1v2. So the next set is gonna be Meleon versus Binary. And this is definitely over. 30 population. GG.